I really want to read Miracle Man. Has anybody read that?
I haven't, but I tried to read the first few pages.
Impossible to find.
And I was like,
Is that different from Mr. Miracle? Is that a different?
Yes.
Someone scanned it in on a website, and I tried to read it, and it was I couldn't.
It's Alan Moore.
Didn't work out.
He's dense, dude. He's a dense guy.
Yeah, I wasn't in the mood to read something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dense being defined as vapid, not dense like stupid.
Indeed.
Right.
Vapid. Good word.
Yeah.
Good word, Link.
Yeah, I like how
thank
you. I like how you took a $4 word and defined it with a $12 word.
I like that words are like exponentially in numbers in fours.
Not
like,
exponentially; they're just factors of 4.
Yes, factors of 4. Excuse me. Sorry, I do words, not math.
There is no exponent that gets you. Well, there's no whole number exponent that gets you from 4 to 12.
All right, so
I have a degree in math. Anybody else? No?
No,
There was 12 of us. There were 12 of us at UAB.
hey, there were 4 philosophy majors that graduated in my senior seminar.
I can believe that.
At Samford.
Yeah, but that's philosophy at Samford.
Of those
Yeah.
12, how many was English their first language? Like you?
Math?
Yeah.
The 2 of us.
Yeah.
And he was like my only friend. We hung out all the
Sweet.
time.
Hey, Kyler.
He was actually a really cool dude. Anyway.
The other white guy.
Yeah, he would make fun of me for using a Mac, and then I would make fun of him for using a PC. And then we'd suck each other's dicks. And that
I was
was
about
it.
to say, would you stand in front of a white background?
Yeah, you know him?
Justin Long was your...
No, I'm Justin Long.
You're Justin Long.
He was fat guy with glasses.
fat guy with coat.
What is his name? Fat guy in coat.
John
Hodgman.
John Hodgman.
The Hodgman. All right, that's enough.
Rock and roll.
Hi, and welcome to Probably Comics. This is our weekly segment, What's in the Box?
What's in the box? Did that come through?
I've been thinking about that for a
Classic.
week and a half, guys. Like, seriously. Because I'm
Genius.
How do I outdo myself? You know.
You'll never top that. Sorry.
Yeah.
You peaked at
The end.
You peaked at episode like 12. Where are we?
What's in the box? Repeat. Time of death.
5:30
5:30 p.m.
on this New Year's Day, January
Yeah.
1st.
Indeed.
Happy New Year's Day.
Happy New Year's.
2012.
Happy New Year.
We're not dead yet.
Not
So that's
yet.
good.
Not till December, y'all.
We got
Okay.
11 months.
Wait, that means I don't get to turn 27.
That's
That's
right.
bullshit.
I don't get to turn 26 either.
That's
Whatever.
I'll get to turn 24.
Woo! God, you're a youngin'. You're only 23 years old?
Yeah.
Damn. All right, I feel old. Link, you feel older.
Well, anyway, so this is our weekly segment where we talk about what was in our box this week. And
This is like
we're going to have to cover a little bit of last week, too. So we're going to go over some of our favorites, and then we'll hit up what we got this week.
It's like the 3rd time in a row that we've had to do this.
Yeah, we've got to stop calling it giant size. Just call it Slacker Edition.
Yeah.
Probably Comics.
Or just like...
Probably Comics. We fucked up.
Probably Comics, nobody cares.
Well, it was Christmas. We actually had a legitimate excuse
That
last
is
week.
true.
Everybody was running around and doing some crazy shopping, except for Tyler, who did all his online
Yes, I did.
5 weeks before.
I'm smart.
Well, hey, Link, why don't you start us off on last week?
Yeah. So last week we're gonna cover 5 titles that really got our juices flowing. We felt real good about them. We're gonna talk about Venom, number 11.
Let's blaze through them now
Okay.
instead of going through them one by one.
All right. Boom.
Boom. Venom 11.
Man, awesome.
Great setup. I can't wait to see what happens.
So I have something to say about this comic. This makes Venom like one of my top 5 of the year officially.
I don't remember if it was on mine or not. Was it on yours, Thomas?
I feel pretty certain that it was.
Okay. Well, we'll talk about that later this week.
And the reason that is this was such a scary and terrifying book. I told you guys this earlier in the week that I read it on Christmas Eve and then I went to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
And I had my first nightmare since I was probably 10 years old. It was the scariest nightmare I've ever had.
What was it about?
I don't want to talk about it. It's actually like
Venom ate penis.
yeah. It had nothing to do with Venom, but it was just really fucked up.
Jack-o'-lantern gave me a real toothy blowjob. between his
He gummed you real good.
between his two front teeth. Just
But what I'm saying is, God, I wish we had
Disgusting.
video.
and he made that noise.
But yeah, all I'm saying is,
That's the world's worst blowjob noise.
Ugh.
I'm sorry. Did you like Venom 11?
yes.
Okay.
What I'm saying is, this book was so scary that it caused a subliminal
It didn't scare
thing
it didn't
in
scare
my
me.
mind. It scared. Well, Jack-o'-lantern was
Jack-o'-lantern's really scary.
so fucked up.
I think
man.
Remender's always really wanted to write Batman and the Joker go on a road trip together.
No, that's
And
very much what this
he
was.
can't get he can't get Batman, so he wrote Venom and Jack-o'-lantern go on. And he made Jack-o'-lantern like a crazy ass, really frightening villain.
Jack-o'-lantern's really scary, and they got to go on their road trip.
road trip.
Dude, Jack-o'-lantern is fucking his dialogue in this book is probably the best Venom has ever had in it.
Oh, absolutely.
It's incredible. It's like his everything is bro something, and then he like gets all over that waitress for trying to because she's so fat. It's amazing. I laughed. I mean, it didn't.
And Flash is just scathing. Like,
Yeah.
and you can tell that the suit is getting at him
Yeah.
really bad. And
Yeah.
they don't even talk about the suit very
Yeah.
much, but you know that it's under
Well,
his skin.
he's also got legs, so
Yeah.
you know he's got the suit on.
Alrighty, we're also going to talk about Wolverine and the X-Men Regenesis number 3,
Mm-hmm.
which was very, very cool.
It was really good.
I liked it a lot. I think I'm really into the idea of Kid Omega having to come in and save the day. But I like that the island monster is now like buddy.
Yeah.
Oh man,
Yeah.
so funny.
It
Not
was
only
really
is he
good.
buddy, he's like kind of like, can I hang out with you guys?
Yeah.
He's just
He's
really
like-
insecure. He's really sad.
It's really good. Like Jason Aaron, I think has tried. I guess my problem with Wolverine and the X-Men so far up to this point has been that I don't really care about any of the characters except for Kitty Pryde, and they're not talking about her at all. And he's tried to make it too funny. Like it's just been kind of like, oh, yuck, or whatever. But this one was like genuinely walked the line between really good action-oriented comic book and funny.
yeah.
I
So
think
he
did well.
finally hit his stride in what I think he's trying to do with this book. And this is the first one that I've really enjoyed, and this actually solidified it as my team choice. And we'll talk about Uncanny X-Men
Sure.
later because that's next week or this week. But like this was so good, and I want to keep reading it because of like the lawsuit. Like he's
Oh,
gonna
man.
sue. He sued
The Hellfire
Cade.
Club.
Yeah.
Oh, it was so good. And then Daredevil was his lawyer.
Yeah.
Awesome. It was really, really good. And I was very
Of
surprised.
course,
that I would
of
think
course,
that
he
was
got
good.
Matt to be his lawyer. Who
Yeah.
else?
He's an Avenger.
I mean, and who else is a lawyer?
Yeah, who else does Wolverine know that's a lawyer?
Does
Matt's pretty much in.
Any of
I
the
don't know.
super world? Like,
No.
I think he's
That's a good
everyone's
question.
lawyer.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Iceman's everyone's accountant.
Yeah,
Is he an accountant?
Yeah.
yeah. Bobby Drake.
Bobby
I did
Drake.
not
He
know
does the
that.
numbers. But yeah, Wolverine and the X-Men, super good. Can't wait to read number 4, which is something that I thought I would never say about Wolverine and the X-Men.
Yeah, I'm really, really excited about it.
All right. Jason Aaron keeps coming with the Incredible Hulk number 3.
Hadn't missed yet.
Oh man, and you start to feel so sad for those freaking pigs.
For the pigs.
Yeah,
Yeah.
dude.
Oh my gosh, man! It's like
just-
heart wrenching.
It's really bad. Like
Wow.
it'd be one thing if they were just like retarded and evil.
Yeah, like
but
fucking
the fact
stupid.
that everything that they do comes from a place of just pure unadulterated love for one another and their maker. It takes it to a completely different level.
You want him to be Bebop and Rocksteady. You want him to
I
be
don't
these,
want
these.
that.
I mean, not want to, but like your brain says these are mutant pigs, so they're going to be. Like,
You want them to just be mean for being mean.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's the only
Bullies.
reference point
You don't
have.
want it. You don't want them to be mean to make their father like them.
Yeah,
because we've
it's-
all got
ugh.
sad dad dancing.
Sad dad dancing.
So
Marvel's been doing a lot of that recently.
But yeah, I totally agree. The stars of this book are the 27 and 28. Is that what they are?
I
26
think
and
so.
27.
Something like that.
One of those two. A couple
And
of
Hulk
those
like beats
numbers.
the fuck out of
Oh,
one of them and
man.
throws him down this pit. And then the
Yeah.
other one like jumps
Jumps in.
after him.
That was
heart-wrenching.
gut-wrenching, dude.
Yeah, it's really good. And then I guess him and Banner are gonna face down.
Well, Hulk and Gorilla Hulk and
Oh,
Centipede
yeah,
Hulk
all the
and
Hulks.
Snake Hulk.
Snake Hulk.
That's gonna be great.
I can't wait to see Millipede
Snake Hulk is what Hulk calls his penis. By the way. Snake Hulk.
And with that,
I just pulled a Tyler.
I didn't read this one.
So Tyler and I both read Ultimate Comics.
are you really
Spider-Man.
still not reading it?
Oh man,
No one's let me borrow it. Give me a Lin.
We both can do that.
That's
we both
true.
have all
Both
5
have 'em.
issues.
They're so good.
Very strong.
Not my number one. It's in a bag.
Miles is finally in his own Spider-Man costume.
It takes the whole issue to get it though.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is what, because in the last issue, Spider-Woman was like,
Who the fuck
like
are you? Man?
don't be like that, dummy, because you put on Peter Parker's costume and you look like an asshole.
Yeah.
Because Peter Parker in this universe has just died, and so
Yes.
everyone's still kind of reeling from that and the Avengers and stuff. And then I guess not Luke Cage. I can only think Nick Fury.
Nick Frost.
Nick Fury runs DNA workup on Miles to find out that not only is he like exactly almost a clone of Peter Parker, I guess is kind of what they insinuate. Not a clone, but like his DNA is extremely similar to Peter Parker's because of the radioactive spider.
Mm-hmm.
But he also has new and fun powers like camouflage, which was really cool. Like when he was, did they call him Electro?
Yeah. Well, yeah. It's Electro. It's
But he traditionally is wearing a costume. This must be Ultimate Electro.
Yeah, Ultimate Electro is all white.
Okay.
Yeah.
And he beats him because he goes all camo and picks up a big dumpster and throws it on him. It was awesome. And I mean, it's so good. In the Ultimates universe, that the fact that there's only I don't know how they normally do it. Is it normally just like 1 or 2 books in the Ultimate universe at one time?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I think they probably got to a point where they were doing probably 4 or 5 because I know there's Ultimate Fantastic Four,
X-Men,
They had X-Men, Spider-Man,
Ultimates.
Ultimates.
They had Ultimate Avengers for a while.
Yeah.
And but this one, like, there's such a tight continuity in just because there's just 3 books, and so all 3 of them are like
all up in
all
each other's
together.
face. Yeah,
Like they're all the same universe and stuff. I imagine stuff like the Ultimates will start crossing over with the X-Men more as the Stryker stuff starts fleshing out, and Cerebra and all that.
Yeah, and Ultimates currently or just
Is
for like a
already
panel or
crossing
2
over with
crossed over with
Spider-Man.
Ultimate Spider-Man this week.
Yeah.
So
Because Spider-Woman was a big focal point in Ultimates and Ultimate Spider-Man.
she sure was.
Yeah.
And final high point for last week was Uncanny X-Force for Genesis number 19.
Oh yeah.
Very cool stuff.
I thought it was really great.
Did you guys read my review?
Mm-hmm.
Not yet.
Okay.
I
Do you
agree
disagree?
that I think that the art is a major change of pace, but I kind of liked it.
I did not hate it. I just doesn't go with the way it's written to me.
I think that after the Dark Angel saga, I needed a break.
That's true. But the thing is, like, Rick Remender just writes it so dark.
Yeah.
That Opeña's art worked so well because it was gritty and realistic. And then this one is like super dark shit happening, but it's like wacky, tacky tie-dye in there.
Nah, I thought it was fitting, especially for the way that they need to sort of end the Age of Apocalypse thing, sort of in and in a lot of ways for Wolverine in the fantasy that he's sort of playing out in his head of having Jean back.
Yeah.
It's I don't know. I thought it was a nice change of pace for the change in the way the story's going to have to go.
Well, and then I said in my review that, is it a good jump on point for new readers?
Absolutely not.
I don't think so. Like, I think that, if he was trying, he failed to do that. Because all it does is ask more questions, and then you get, like, the Captain Britain core.
Oh yeah.
At the end of it, like,
Fine.
of all the things,
Yeah.
like Otherworld, like, that's the weirdest thing he could have done. I'm really excited about it because, like, who would do that but Rick Remender, right?
Yeah.
But if you read this and you had never read anything of the Uncanny X-Force, you'd be like, who are these people and what are they doing? Especially Genesis, like little Apocalypse.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, but it's a solid issue, and I'm really, really excited for 19.1, especially when it's doing the AOA stuff, the Age of Apocalypse stuff.
Yeah.
I'm
19.1 I'm really stoked for.
hugely, and then the ongoing Age of Apocalypse stuff is going to be incredible.
I'm
I
happy
hope
to
so,
have
anyway.
Nightcrawler back.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
sort of. Yeah.
Happy that there is a Kurt of some kind.
That was like one of my favorite scenes too, when Kitty got all excited because you know how I feel about Kitty Pride.
Mm-hmm.
Love me some Kitty Pride. I really don't have a boner for her. I don't know why I like her so much.
All right, man. So that was last week. That's the week of December the 21st.
Yeah.
Just so everybody can maybe get a frame
Just
of ref.
pre-Christmas.
Yeah.
Yes.
It was. I mean, it was good.
A great week.
It was good. Moving on.
Indeed. All right. So we're going to talk about this week, week of December the 28th. Like a stack 5 miles high. So we've got a lot to cover. Thomas's. Looking at Thomas's stack. So here we go.
Thomas, you got a lot of solo books. Like the first 3 are yours by yourself.
Well, let's mix them up.
You want to
then.
shuffle them up?
Yeah. I don't want to do it all at once.
Why don't we start with that one though?
Yeah. You want to start with Annihilators?
Mm-hmm. It's the end, right? Is this 404?
It's 404.
Okay. So we're gonna,
keep the spoilers to a minimum because I am going to read it.
Indeed. I'll do my best. So Annihilators Earthfall 404. I'm the only one who read it. Some of the art is okay. I don't really like the way whoever does the art draws Wolverine, but basically it's an arc that involves like Ronan the Accuser and Gladiator, and like it's just fucking awesome. Beta Ray Bill is in it. So basically it's like galactic Marvel coming in and like kicking ass and taking names on Earth.
Mm-hmm.
Then there's this whole thing where the Avengers are like, hey, what do you think you're doing? And they're like, it's more complicated than it looks. And then they kind of have a fight.
this is weird.
And but yeah, it's
there's more to this than meets the eye.
I thought it was really good. It's a lot of fun. Cosmo, the telepathic cosmonaut dog, is in it.
Is
Cosmo, the telepathic cosmonaut?
Yes,
dog.
He's Russian.
Yeah.
And telepathic.
Duh, he's Russian.
Duh. And yeah,
is Galactus in it?
No. But
all right.
Shit.
What about Johnny Storm?
No Fantastic Four.
Dang.
This is Annihilators, bro.
So Johnny Storm controls the. Is this a different from the Annihilation Army from the Negative Zone?
Yes.
Okay.
This is not. These people fight Annihilus.
Oh,
they deal.
Why? There's no need to fight Annihilus. Johnny Storm has him on a leash.
Not right now.
Okay.
But I mean, like, when he would be considered a threat.
He's Johnny Storm's bitch.
I'm gonna insert as much Fantastic Four as I possibly can.
We think Magneto is a problem. They fight things that we can't even think about being a problem.
Well,
That's their job.
And they did something like this during Civil War. They did something that centered around. Actually, I think it was called Annihilators.
It was called Annihilators.
Yeah, centered around Nova and the Nova Corps and stuff like that.
Oh god.
Yeah.
So there's always
fake Green Lanterns.
Yeah, right. There's always something. Marvel always gives you something if you don't want to be a part of their big summer-long crossover.
Mm-hmm.
They always give you an Annihilator story that's like off-world. It doesn't have anything to do with Earth. So,
thanks, Marvel.
yeah, thanks.
It was really fun. I liked it a lot. It's only 4 parts. If you can find them, grab them.
You can find them. They're everywhere.
The ending's a little bit of a cop-out, but it was fun. First 3 issues were worth reading all 4.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I tell the ladies. If you can find them, grab them. So, up next is Up next is Justice League Dark number 4.
JLD. Everybody's on the train.
Yes.
Well, I haven't started reading it yet because I just borrowed number 1 from Tyler. But I bought 2, 3, and 4, so I made what, a $9 investment. So this better be fucking good.
It is very good.
It's really good.
I need to borrow your 3. Where did you find 3?
Kingdom Comics.
Damn. Okay.
In Vestavia Hills, Alabama.
Thanks, Dan.
Thanks.
Albert.
Wait, shit.
Jason.
That's later.
I love you.
But yeah, so Justice League Dark, the magical fate of the DC universe is in the balance.
Yeah, this arc is this arc's gonna be long. I think we need to settle up for a 6 to 7 issue arc.
Jesus.
Wow.
Really?
Because like they just Zatanna, because Satana is a Marvel character. Yeah. Zatanna is just now going to be the first one to try to take the witch on, since the Justice League tried to in the first issue. And this June Moon character still has not been fleshed out, the blonde chick.
So, I mean, we understand that she's sort of.
She was part of the witch, but we don't really know. We
but-
don't know what her deal is, nor what that silly rhyme she keeps saying is.
Well, that's an old rhyme.
Yeah, I know, but is it like why is it
what has to
significant?
do with
Yeah, like
anything.
and stuff like that. And Dead Man is still
He's so badass.
my least favorite
I
character.
like him a lot, man. I've always liked him.
Whatever. And then he like it's him and it's Dead Man and June Moon like trying to get away from the witch, and then I guess his girlfriend is Dove.
Yeah, that
Dead Man?
Yeah, Dead Man
Man's-
is dating Dove.
Yeah, so in 2 when he's like trying to
Does
he
Rob
uses-
Liefeld guest star?
Is that 3 when he uses
Yeah.
June Moon's body to try
Yeah.
and bone
Yeah.
Dove?
He possesses June Moon for a second so that they can have lesbian sex, and she doesn't.
So
bite.
is Dove? Do
We
we
talked
think
about
Dove
that.
is gonna recur for a while, or do you like because
Yeah.
she does not
Madame
exactly fit.
Xanadu seems to really think Dove needs to be there.
Cool.
So I mean, it's really good. I mean, John Constantine is just the best character
He
ever.
pimp
Yeah.
slaps
And
the shit.
Yeah,
out
dude,
of
he
Madame
just
Xanadu.
like slaps the shit out of Dove.
No, it's Madame
Is it?
Xanadu. Yeah, or it's yeah. He
Okay.
just shows up after she takes her drugs.
Oh, you're right. That's true. Okay, I have my scenes mixed up. So yeah, he just slaps the shit out of her. It's really good. And then it's got sexy ladies doing magic
Oh yeah,
and British guys smoking cigarettes. It's got everything.
and Shade's a
Shade
cocky
is awesome.
bitch.
Shade's great. What's his name? The other guy.
Dead Man.
Mm-mm.
John
Dead
Constantine.
Man.
Shade the Changeling Man.
The other guy, the guy that Shade is trying to recruit right now.
Dead Man.
No.
Well, he did just pull Dead Man.
Oh my God!
tried to
Remember how Shade is like in that hotel room trying to get the clear dude that has the seizures.
Yes, but I don't know his name.
Okay.
Captain Jim. Let's call him that.
He's got a
Earthworm
name. His
Jim.
name's like Headhunter or something like that.
I don't know. But yeah,
Herbie
man,
Hancock?
good. Pick it up if you're into sort of the weird stuff.
That is all getting edited out.
And it's so yeah, definitely pick up Justice League Dark. It's not too late.
It's not too late, but I think we need to settle in for a long arc. I think this is gonna be a long one.
Tyler read.
FF13. Okay. So this issue is called The Bridge, and they go to the other side of the they basically built this Valeria built this bridge, or Valeria, however you want to pronounce it. Malaria
Sounds more like a disease.
built this bridge, and when you go through it, it's the door to the place where the Infinite Reeds used to meet. So it's like this intermediate universe. Now the Celestials live there, like Galactus's friends, and everybody goes through, and like Franklin Richards decides that he's gonna like stand up to the Celestials, and so he's like, the Celestial gets mad and he like starts shooting something out of his eyes. He's like, "Why are you shooting flowers at me?" And it just is flowers coming at him because
the Celestials are getting their asses handed to
Yeah.
them this week, man.
well,
Yeah,
and
no
because
kidding.
Franklin Richards changes reality, that's his power. And so so they have to like they like get into his head mentally and like put him in a place where he can't do anything, and he changes his reality so he gets out of it. It's amazing. And it's all kind of culminating this big war that's happening in Fantastic Four, and like Johnny Storm is controlling the Annihilation Wave against the Kree, and the Krees are all exploding, but the debris is coming down to Earth because it's making it through the atmosphere.
The Kree debris.
The Kree debris.
Yeah.
It's making it through the atmosphere and it's destroying New York. So the Avengers are all like, "What are we gonna do?" So I'm guessing that Susan Storm's gonna have to do like a really big force field around the whole world, and she'll probably have some problems afterwards.
A nosebleed or two.
But
Indeed.
I mean, it's you cannot
Or
read
maybe another
FF.
child.
You can't read FF without reading Fantastic Four. It just doesn't work, which is kind of sad. But at the same time, if you're into that universe, you would read both of them.
Cool.
I love it.
All right, I read Avengers Solo 3 of 5 because I read 1 and 2.
That's not a reason.
Yeah, don't pick it up. Don't buy it. It's not.
You're just gonna see it out, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm gonna see it out.
Why?
I'm here. You know, just don't. You can't get inside of
You're
this.
not watching. You're not going to buy X Club #2.
Yeah, because I only read one of those, and it was
Okay.
really terrible. Anyways, but yeah, it's kind of neat. The only thing that sort of jumped out at me this time is that what he's trying to do, what Hawkeye is trying to do, is stop a human trafficking ring or a superhuman trafficking ring, but they're not trafficking superhumans. they're getting women that they've injected with something that'll make their kids superhuman. So Avengers Solo, whatever, good. All right, Uncanny, excuse me. Ultimate Comics X-Men issue number 5. What?
So good,
Man. One of the like freakier villains I think that's
Stryker?
happening. Yeah.
and he's a mutant,
Yes.
and his power is to talk to machines.
Yeah. So he is a technopath, if you will.
But it turns out like the story is like I guess his in this universe was Stryker in the government somehow. His father?
I think so.
Okay. Anyway, the president's advisor, mutant advisor, is that what she is?
Yeah.
Gets Stryker's file as the crux of the book and finds out that he's a mutant. And his dad has just kept him doped up his whole life. That's why he was so sickly all the time. And he probably knows. Does he not know that he's a mutant?
That I'm not sure.
Yeah,
of.
because he's half Sentinel, so it would only make sense that he would be able to control half Sentinel if he was a technopath. But they don't really explain that. But the president decides he's going to send a bunch of Ultimate Universe Sentinels, which are very different from the ones that we know and
these
love.
are Nimrod Sentinels.
Yeah.
These are like bad news.
They're bad.
dudes, man.
And the president decides he's going to send them all to where Stryker is.
To get Stryker.
And it turns out, like, right as they do that, she's like, oh no, he's a technopath. And then the last panel is all them like coming to Stryker,
saying what he's thinking.
Yeah, like thy will be done and stuff like that.
Oh wow,
yeah.
Sounds pretty neat.
It's really good. It's Astonishing X-Men is the only X-Men book that's better than this one.
I agree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it's way better than Uncanny X-Men. It's better than Wolverine and the X-Men. Astonishing X-Men is better, especially with this last issue. It's better.
Oh yeah.
And Rogue's really fun, really cool in this. I mean, she's not.
Rogue is the
sucker bitch,
like
but.
Every iteration of Rogue is exactly the same. She's like, I don't really want my powers. I'm gonna screw everybody, so I don't have to have them anymore. And that happens in like every universe, and it's old. It's old. Nick Spencer. It's getting old. If the movie had that plot point in it, you don't get to put it in the comic book for the 50th time. Like, I'm sick of Rogue being like, I betrayed everybody because I don't want my powers anymore. That's so fucking retarded.
Rogue is played by Porky Pig, by the way.
Did you see the cover for the next issue of Uncanny?
Yes, but I don't
it's the
remember.
worst looking cover I've ever seen.
What?
It's like a child Kitty Pryde phasing her hand through her own head.
I saw that. Yeah. That's for the next one?
Yeah, and
it looks really bad.
It looked really stupid. That has no bearing on the book because it'll probably be great, but the cover looks bad. These covers have not been great. The Ultimate Universe covers, except for the Spider-Man ones, have not been great.
Yep.
Especially the Ultimates one that don't have anything to do with what's going on in the book.
All right, Green Lantern New Guardians number 4. Tyler and I read that.
Thomas, did you read Green Lantern New Guardians?
Fuck no.
It was okay.
Man, I like Agent Orange. This is my first time.
This is the first time I knew that Agent was a girl. I didn't know Agent Orange was a girl.
Oh, no shit.
Yeah.
That doesn't even compute to me.
It says girl. She said girlfriend in it. I may be wrong, but I know she said girlfriend.
I mean, you can't really tell.
Larfleeze.
Because they kind of looks like a vagina.
It's the thing is like Tyler. Who's writing this? Tyler Kirkman is doing the art.
Tony Bedard.
Tony Bedard? Is that what you said?
Bedard. Could
Bedard.
be Bedard.
Bedard.
Tony Bedard.
Bedard.
Tony Bedard.
Tony, you're taking too long.
Tony
There's
Bedard.
no reason why this is where you.
Yeah,
this is as far as you are in this story.
You took a page or two to give
Yeah.
the angry yellow one his tongue back.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
You're taking too long. Issue 3 was nothing but like a fight that went nowhere. It was. I mean, you're taking too long. But
It's cool, but
I'll finish this. I want to. This is technically the end of the arc because now they're going to go fight the big planets thing coming out of the white hole.
yeah. Oh yeah.
So we'll see. I think Blue Beetle's going to come in on that.
Neat.
I think. I don't know.
All right. This goes to me and Thomas.
Woo.
Oh man. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Micro series, Michelangelo. Man, the
This is the
Dresden
number 2.
heist. Yeah.
Yeah, it was super great.
The what?
It was all about how Michelangelo is tired of being Michelangelo, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle, and he wants to be Michelangelo Party Dude.
Awesome.
And it's New Year's Eve.
Party.
And he wants to go to a New Year's Eve party and
So he
party with
does.
everybody.
And he sneaks in by taking the wristband of a guy who's dressed as a giant giant reptile.
Sure.
And but turns out that guy was the computer hacker for this heist at the art museum, which is where the party is.
Mm-hmm.
And so they get Michelangelo to help him, and he can't hack the computers, but
Because he's a turtle.
But he can jump through the lasers.
Well, Donnie could.
Yeah, Donnie could have.
Yeah, because he does machines.
Right.
And
Michelangelo's just a party dude.
Yeah.
But he jumps through all the lasers and he gets the diamond.
Why is he helping them with a heist? Isn't he a good guy?
He is a good guy, but
Well, he's
like,
trying to find out what they're up to, and then when he finds out, once he crosses all the lasers, he breaks the glass to get it so the alarm goes off.
Oh.
yeah, because he walks in and this like sexy girl in a cat costume is like, "Come here," and he's like, "Okay," like,
Party dude.
yeah. It's very Michelangelo. It's very silly. Also, in the back, there's like 4 alternate covers
Yeah.
that are like Kill Bill looking, like
Oh,
black
that's
and
cool.
white. It says Michelangelo, the Dresden heist, and
Is that what the micro series is? It's going to be them shelling out the lyrics to the theme song.
very likely.
It's possible.
Yeah.
Because Raphael's story
cool but
was him
rude.
being cool but rude, right?
Yeah.
Against Bebop and Rocksteady.
Pretty much.
And then this one's about him being a party dude. I'm
And
guessing that the next one will be about Donatello
he's
doing
gonna
machines.
do machines.
And
Or
I guess
Leonardo
Leonardo
leading.
will lead somebody. So
Is there going to be a whole issue about Splinter being a radical rat?
oh yeah,
man.
that's what's gonna happen, man.
God, I hope there's an entire issue dedicated to Splinter being a radical rat.
Speaking of guilty pleasures and cartoons when we were children, I do want to mention that Speed Racer #2 did come out this week, but I have not read it yet.
Oh.
So I will report back
Oh.
next week. Oh.
All the same, I'm really digging all the Ninja Turtle stuff.
Man,
I
think
almost
it's
bought
on
it.
my list. It's on my top 5.
It's really good. It's really good.
I almost bought it. Me and Thomas were in there together, and he kind of was. I was feeling the peer pressure to get it, but since it was #2, I didn't. If it was like a one shot, I would have bought it, but I don't care.
All right. Secret Avengers #20. Man, very good.
The first issue of Secret Avengers that I've read that I liked.
Some strong, Warren Ellis. Like, where have you been?
I know.
Yeah, it's like I'm so excited about Remender coming on to this book, but this was
Well, this is not
great.
This is like, I mean, Nick Spencer probably. This is a Nick Spencer style script because he's more the like time bending, universe swapping kind of guy.
Yeah.
So I'm surprised that Warren Ellis did this and did it as well as he did. Basically, the Secret Avengers are fighting. That's Jonathan Hickman. Oh, thank you. Basically the Secret Avengers are fighting some kind of fight and they lose.
Yeah, they die.
Well, and Rhodey's got this thing that Beast made him.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Rhodey's got this button that Beast made him that is the, quote, escape hatch, but it turns out it just takes you 5 years back in time, and then it activates and you can go through time wherever you like.
Yeah.
And so all of it is Black Widow trying to figure out how to stop them from dying without interrupting the flow of time. And so because she went back in time a few moments before they died, she can change anything right after she jumped. So she has to figure out how to change so that they don't die between the minutes when she jumped and when they died. And what she does is she goes back in time to the guy that invented the time thing,
Yeah.
so that he like did
She
it.
gives him the idea.
Yeah, for the time thing,
And
first.
she commissions him to do this.
Right.
Yeah.
And so that goes the way it's supposed to go. And then she figures out she makes like basically I guess an EMP
Yeah.
machine that sets all of the guns with the people that are fighting to stun instead of kill. And so it all fleshes out into this big like time loop thing, and she's jumping all over the place. And there's this really interesting story with the scientist and basically his Igor like character where they're like gay lovers, and it's like really sad because like she watches him die and Igor like he's not Igor, he's somebody else, but that character like kills himself because
His
he
name
doesn't.
is his name is Congo.
Spoiler
His name is
alert.
Congo. Yeah. And spoiler alert, he commits suicide because he can't live without this.
I guess I won't read it anymore.
No, it's still really good. That has like
poison.
nothing to do with the story at all.
Yeah, it's really good.
It's just a nice little like fleshing out of those characters.
This is a force lend.
It's a one and done.
It is.
Absolutely.
Warren Ellis has been doing one and done since they put him on the book. Like he finished up Nick Spencer's Fear Itself bullshit, and then he just did one. He's done one and done from like 17 on.
Because knowing that
he's just interim because Remender's picking it up next.
Right.
So
which is very, very tasteful. Instead of like trying to
instead of trying
make
to do
your
an
own arc and convolute things, very, very good.
Yeah, it's kind of like he knows that he's interim and he's doing it a good job. It was probably my favorite book I read this week. It was very like the script was just so well thought out. It's really impressive.
Hey Thomas, you want to talk about some comics?
X-Men Legacy.
That's all you.
That's you, buddy.
I refused to pick it up because the last one was not good to me.
This one was pretty good. They pretty much resolved the whole Ariel thing pretty quickly. Like that only takes like half the issue, which I was like, well, is this going to be the arc? And apparently it's not. But it does have sort of a flashback all the way back to the Messiah War, which was pretty cool. And so you have this new character back that no one's really sure if they trust. Now she's really coping with having to leave Magneto, basically. This takes place before the Regenesis one-shot book, apparently.
I love you, Magneto.
Because they're still having some things. But there was this really cool thing where like she's saying bye to Cyclops. And she's like, I remember when you first started being in charge of everybody. And it was always this sort of attitude of, oh my God, I can't screw up. I can't make a single mistake. What would happen if I made a single mistake? I have to be perfect. And she was like, I just want to know at what point that became I can't do anything wrong. And those are like her last words before she leaves. And I was like, that's fucking it, man.
But
like it was really good.
Is she? She's not. Is she there in Wolverine and the X-Men? Have we seen her yet?
She's Yellow Team, bro.
I know, but where has she been in Aaron's books?
She's not like she's on staff.
But has she been? Have we seen
are we talking
her?
about Rogue?
Because she's not. She hasn't.
We're talking about that Ariel bitch.
And at the end of this book, she has just shown up to the campus.
Okay, and this is supposedly taking place after the Krakoa stuff.
It hasn't been specified.
Okay.
As far as I can tell, this was all before they had even rebuilt the school from when it was destroyed before Wolverine came back and built it.
Okay. All right.
That's the way it appears to me, anyway.
Well, yeah, but then she's just absent for 3-ish. It's okay. That's very confusing.
Yeah,
I still don't want to read it.
Yeah, I say we don't know what's going to happen within that timeline. I think you're getting too caught up in the continuity of it all.
Oh yeah, because there's one thing comic books are not meant to be about. It's continuity.
Duh.
Really though, how do you plan Wolverine's week?
Okay, let's
continuing on.
I want to read this so bad.
I want to read it really bad too.
I think you should. Avengers: The Children's Crusade.
Can I ask you a question?
Go ahead.
About the Children's Crusade?
Yes.
The only number one that I found was very large and cost $6.
What is it large of?
It's a large. It's a long one. Is your number one that way, or was it a $3.99?
Sure. No, I think it's a.
Because I found a number one up in Nashville, but it was like
Reggae.
$7, and I was like, I don't think so. I'll procure it legally through websites that are real.
Or you can have a lend, and I have all 8 issues.
Is it over?
No, there's one more.
Okay.
Yeah.
How many?
I
are there?
would
9?
8 of 9. This is 8 of 9.
I'm gonna read. I have a couple of them on my Kindle Fire. I'm gonna read them.
So a couple years ago, when I first started as a young adult, like collecting comics again, or like really collecting comics at all, I fell in love with Young Avengers. Like Young Avengers,
they're gone now.
I mean, they're in this book,
but they're gone otherwise, right?
No, yeah, otherwise
they do not have a book.
No, they do not. Yeah, but I fell in love with Young Avengers and Runaways. Those were both young super teams that were really cool, and they crossed over during Civil War. They had a Young Avengers Runaways book, but I loved the characters. Everything was very cool. It spoke to me. And so this is the only way those characters are staying alive.
As a man of color.
Indeed. This is the only way those characters are staying alive. And the basic idea is that Wiccan, who is the son of Scarlet Witch.
Clever name.
Yeah. He has reality-altering powers, or he has basically her magic powers. And he...
his name is Wiccan?
His name is Wiccan.
That's actually a cool name for a guy.
Yeah.
I thought it was going to be a girl and it was going to be Lim and she's going to be all goth, but that's a cool name for a dude.
But-
I may
and
name my son Wiccan.
He's also gay.
He's gay with Hulkling.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Who is actually the son of Captain Marvel.
Do they make a big deal out of it like they did in Avengers Academy and piss me off?
Not really.
No, it's
mean,
pretty. It's
pretty
just like a
low-key.
thing.
It's like
that-
they
that
are.
See, that's
kids-
how it ought to be. It shouldn't
That's
be
what I
like
think.
5 pages of like, I'm totally gay. I'm totally gay too. What's going on being gay stuff, right? And
Oh,
I'm just
yeah,
like,
that was
that's
really
you need to
heavy-handed.
move on from that because
No.
that's not interesting at
They
all. to
just
read.
they love each other. They like
That's beautiful.
Yeah,
Like
they're-
Brokeback Mountain.
yeah. They're best friends too. But anyways, so
See, that
they
was-
they have gone
And they
to
share
find
a wardrobe.
his powers have gone to shit and they don't know what to do. So the Young Avengers have gone to find Scarlet Witch,
Okay.
which is his mom, and so they've tracked her to they've gotten Magneto and Petro to help them, and they've tracked her to Latveria, where
Of
she
course.
where she is betrothed to Doctor Doom, and
What?
Yeah, she is engaged to Doctor Doom, and basically, long story short, the X-Men show up, the Avengers show up, everybody's pissed off, everybody wants, Wolverine wants to kill her, like he's like I'm like, and okay, cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, and so into this comic book, Doctor Doom has Scarlet Witch's powers, and
Ooh.
yeah, and
Ooh.
so it's very good, guys. Read this, please.
I will.
Boom. Ultimates number 5.
Just you.
Great story arc, but this issue is very boring. Lots of exposition. It was boring.
Well, Hickman's really good at explaining things.
Yeah, I mean it helps, but it wasn't fun to read.
Yeah. I can't. I'm gonna read them. I'm gonna read them all.
Oh, do.
I have them all. I just haven't read them yet.
And there's a neat little crossover between this and Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man. Tyler, did you read Superman?
I did. I loved
better.
it.
Yeah.
It is
A lot
finally
better.
good. Like
Yeah.
that was. I was especially the end when you find out that he somehow created the 3 bad dudes,
Mm-hmm.
and you were like, "What?"
So, way to go. We knew you had it in you, Superman.
Yeah.
But it's still
Still not the best super
still not
book,
great. Yeah, not even close.
but it's good enough for me to. This was my last issue before I was like, I don't want to read anymore, and it
Yeah.
was good enough where I was like, okay, cool. Okay, go.
Thomas, rock and roll.
Thomas Deadpool versus Abel Deadpool.
Deadpool number 48. This is a continuation of the Deadpool versus Evil Deadpool plot line. Basically,
Captain
So-
America facepalm.
yeah, Captain America is trying to track down Deadpool because Evil Deadpool, is being a dick. And, but he's going after regular Deadpool. So regular Deadpool decides, well, he found out Evil Deadpool's trying to capture some kid. It's not important whose kid, just some kid. So he decides to beat him to the punch. Bless you.
Thank you.
He decides to beat him to the punch. And to do that, he runs into Times Square with a bunch of dynamite wrapped around him and decides to hold a kid hostage.
Times Square is having
Deadpool
some.
does?
Times
Yeah.
Square is
What
having
an
some issues this
asshole.
week.
Trying to beat evil Deadpool to the punch. The kid ends up having to take a dump. He gets a plastic bag. The kid takes a dump and he throws it out of the car window, and everyone thinks it's a bomb, and everyone like freaks out. And there's a British task force that's in to try to get rid of Deadpool.
Why are they British?
Because he's been breaking a lot of laws in a lot of countries, and so now everyone's after him.
This
And
sounds so
Fucking-
good.
it's gotten so over the top.
This sounds so good. I want to read this so bad.
Yeah, it's like everyone is now after Deadpool.
I'm
it's-
definitely coming in on the point one.
Yeah, it's
Who's writing it?
it's yeah, he's been writing it for a hot minute. But it's pretty funny. I'm having a good time with it. It's a roller coaster, but
That sounds really good.
I'm ready for evil Deadpool to fight some more people rather than actually be evil. I don't like it when he's actually evil. I mostly like it when they're Deadpooling each other the whole time.
Tyler and I read Teen Titans number 4.
Awesome.
Man, very cool. The whole fight between, they're like,
Wonder Girl and Superboy.
and they're falling in love as they're
Yeah.
kicking each other's asses.
They're like,
Yeah.
man, if he wasn't such a bad dude, I could really suck his
Yeah.
cock. And he was like, if she wasn't such a not in the nowhere program, I'd
Yeah.
definitely stick my dick in her pussy.
Yeah.
He's very matter of fact. Superboy is.
Yeah. No, but it's very cool. And then the Titans show up to help her out to get her back.
And then Miguel. Is it Miguel?
So awkward. Yeah.
He's wearing not Kid Flash is wearing one of
he's
Red
wearing-
Robin's old costumes.
yeah, like he comes to the door. He's like all beat up and shit. And,
And then
got
they were
this-
like that was what was so weird because they were like in the last issue they were in the middle of nowhere, and then they found this like cobblestone road where these houses were, and then it was Manhattan.
Yeah.
So we're not sure. I don't think we fully know about Cloud Girl's powers. Black
Yeah.
Cloud Girl. What do they call her?
Solstice.
Solstice. Yeah, she's got some powers that we don't know about.
But yeah, at one point he like takes one of Robin's sweatshirts, and Robin gets all pissed off, and then so they go to save Wonder Girl, and Kid Flash is wearing
one of
Robin's costumes, and Robin goes, "Is that my dude? It's all that was in your closet."
It's really good. It's really funny. I'm really enjoying it.
Okay, so Uncanny X-Men.
Huge disappointment.
Yep, that's my
Cop
disappointment.
out.
Actually, you know what?
Out,
For me, it
cop
wasn't
out.
because I knew it wasn't going to be good because
No.
this book has not been good the entire time.
Yeah, it seems like since issue 1 it hasn't been as good as I really feel like Gillen is.
The cover is awesome.
Cover's great.
That did not happen anywhere in the book.
Yeah, and here's
Never happened.
here's two big beefs that I have with it. A, Sinister completely and utterly trivialized, like one of the greatest villains the X-Men have ever had,
And of all people,
made a fool of.
Emma Frost.
And then shoots himself in the head.
Yeah, and then he's like, I'm
too
gonna
good
go
for
away
this.
for a while. Yuck, yuck, yuck.
collar.
And then
It was not good.
Okay, I thought of 3. Second, the whole Celestial thing wasn't a big deal.
I liked that he talked him down, or at least he had convinced Earth's Celestial to be like, get out of here, guys.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
you know,
Like,
but I was like,
we cool.
yeah,
whatever.
I wanted it to be a little more
I think
intense
we
than
have
that.
a fan.
And thirdly, I looked at the cover of the next issue. Gillen's bringing the Phalanx back, and now I'm worried that he's just like looking through a bunch of old issues of 90s X-Men being like, who are the scariest villains I can pull out of my ass and put in another 3-issue arc to completely ruin why they were
And
scary
then
in
I
the
just
first
don't
place.
feel like his heart's in this book.
The Phalanx was like a fucking like huge crossover event.
I feel like
For at
they
least for
drove.
the universe anyway, for the X universe, like all the X books were involved in the Phalanx Covenant.
Yeah.
That's not something you just like, oh, I'm going to bring that up now.
I feel like they drug Kieran Gillen kicking and screaming through Schism
Yeah,
yeah.
because he wasn't anywhere on it, right? Isn't that right? Didn't Jason Aaron do the whole thing?
I think so.
Mhm.
Yeah. So I think that he was like, I want all the X-Men. And they were like, nope.
No.
And he goes, well, fine. And then he wrote this because his run on X-Men before this is really good. You
Yeah.
know why?
Kitty Pryde.
That's
Man.
dude, that Unstoppable stuff, awesome. Like all the picking up from where Joss Whedon left off
Oh
was
yeah,
really,
it's really
fucking good.
Really
and
good.
he's awesome on
Journey
Journey
into
into
Mystery,
Mystery.
great. No, Thomas is not too.
So
impressed with it.
Uncanny
I
X-Men,
thought it was cutesy.
Uncanny X-Men, you are on notice for me.
Uncanny X-Men's
and,
on notice.
and that's because, boom, Astonishing
You're getting
X-Men
shown up
number
by Astonishing
45 is so
It was great.
good.
It was really
so
great.
good.
Who's writing that one?
That is Greg Pak.
Greg Pak.
I follow him
I
on
need to
Twitter.
pat him on the back because that's like he is outwriting
Everybody.
everyone
Yeah.
in main X-Men.
OG.
Like-
yeah, in terms of like if it's either Wolverine or the X-Men or it's Uncanny X-Men.
or X-Men.
See Astonishing
I
X-Men.
don't count
The
that
answer to that.
because that's like a
The
subset of Team
Black Ops.
Cyclops. Yeah,
I
it'd be
agree.
like saying X-Force.
Or even Ultimate X-Men. Like Ultimate X-Men and this are pretty close.
But I'd say as far as like Earth 616 X-Men books, Astonishing. I also think it's odd that Astonishing never makes it in any of the ads because it's just another Blue Team book.
I feel like Astonishing has got a really strong cult following from the Whedon run.
Probably.
So, but yeah, this one it's really good. We're getting it's alternate we're getting some alternate universe stuff.
I love James Howlett.
Oh,
yeah. And Kid
He calls him
Nightcrawler
Logan. He goes, what the hell?
and
Yeah.
Shadow and Savior
Savior.
was, I mean, it's really good. And then like Cyclops like walks in and like all of his blaster shields are like in a big pile
Yeah.
and he's like, uh-oh.
Well, I remember a couple weeks ago we were like speculating on who this guy
Yeah,
was
we
gonna
had-
be.
Xavier
And it
was,
didn't
and it's
even
fucking Xavier.
No
compute
one
to us.
nobody even said, no one even thought
Savior.
Savior, Xavier, get it? It's really good. If you're not reading Astonishing X-Men, pick up 44
44. The one with Storm and Cyclops
Yeah.
making out on the cover.
and then 45. It's the best X-Men arc going on right
But
now.
it turns out that they're using all of them, like they're using their powers as a battery.
Yeah,
to,
like the Matrix.
and so one of the neatest things is the way they're using Wolverine is that they've got swords stuck through his back,
Right.
And so they're making him regenerate, and he can't, like, I don't know if he just can't reach them or like he's got all these swords in his back.
He
and
probably just can't reach him.
Yeah.
Kitty Pryde gets one,
but she like pulls 2 or 3 out of his back. Oh, it's so
and
cool.
he's got adamantine.
Adamantine.
It's gold.
It's gold, and it can apparently cut through Cyclops' concussive blasts.
Awesome. Great.
Which is pretty great.
All right, let's move on.
So thank you, Astonishing. Tyler and I, Aquaman number 4.
Aquaman.
Yeah, I mean, okay, good end of an arc.
Wrapping up an arc. Good arc.
Yeah.
It reintroduced the world to Aquaman. This is the problem with Aquaman right now is that Justice League is also a book that exists,
and he's uber.
And Aquaman is the shit in that book, and Justice League is so much fun, and we didn't get to talk about it. But it is. I mean, it is so good. It is way better than any of those individual books.
Who's writing JLA? Is that
Justice League? Is Jeff Johns, same guy writing Aquaman?
That's so, it's just so funny to me that
and Green Lantern.
his characters are so different to everyone else's.
I wish he was writing Superman so bad.
I wish he was writing Wonder Woman.
Anyway,
actually, no, I don't. I hate his Wonder Woman, but
anyway, Aquaman wrapping up a really good arc. It's a little bit of a like end of the arc. It feels like he was like, okay, we got to finish in 4, and I didn't plan it right.
Yeah.
So it kind of just like speeds through the end of like what these monsters are and stuff like that. But otherwise, it's really good. He sets up. He gets Aquadog at the end, and it sets it up for. I think it's going to be a fun book too. I'll keep reading.
I would have liked one more issue of him down in the trench, but
there should have been one more. This should have been mostly a fight with the King and the Queen.
Oh man, which was
scary as shit, but they didn't flesh it out at all. Speaking of flesh, or words that look like the word flesh.
So Tyler and I both read Flash number 4.
How good is the Flash?
It's very good.
Yeah.
Then lend it, bro.
If you can only read one DC book, make it the Flash because it's really good. It's this. What happened in this one?
It's so good. I don't even remember what's going on.
No. It all kind of comes.
Well, in the last issue, Flash got shot in the face, and he did, as we thought, phase the bullet through his skull.
Well, but what it was is that his reaction, like his autonomous reaction time, is so fast that he did it and didn't even know that he was doing it. Because his brain was like, whoops, and then it like phased the bullet through him. And it explained a little bit about why why the thing exploded in the first issue when he phased through it.
Yeah,
but he just after that. He did it in the wrong frequency.
Hard enough.
Yeah, he wasn't thinking right. So that's another answer to that question. But yeah, it's so good. We finally get like the full backstory on his friend who's got a bunch of clones and like why he does. And it's because he had regenerative powers given to him by the government, and they were cutting his limbs off as a form of torture, and clones were growing out of the limbs, but they only have a set half-life. So they're all dying around him.
And so they need him. So it's not actually, it doesn't have anything to do with Miguel. This is mob rule. That's what they call themselves.
And they need Miguel's DNA to figure out how not to die.
Yeah.
And the Flash is
This is Barry Allen, right?
Yeah. And he's really not doing anything except for keeping everything together in Central City. Because the Miguel stuff's happening like elsewhere, and he's not even a part of it. And then like he's like pulling planes through bridges and all this stuff. It's really good. And Francis Manapul is co-writing and drawing it. And this is probably
so. Wait, he draws.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So this is probably the best art of the New 52, in my opinion. Like just the way that he uses panel changes.
Well, yeah, we talk about how in Animal Man and Swamp Thing, all those how it starts very square and then it starts to this is very suited to the character.
Yeah.
There's a lot of
like every time he puts his costume on, it's a different like neat way that it occurs in the panels. It's so good. It's
not conventional at all.
I wish he would draw all the comics.
But it's still very it's a series of squares.
Yeah.
A series of
I would love to see
shapes,
Francis Manapul draw
lots of good red
on
angles and stuff.
Animal Man or Swamp Thing. I think that would be amazing.
I don't know. Travel Foreman's
is great.
He's kind of got my
for
heart
the
right
tone, absolutely. But like if it ever gets out of this, if it were going to go back to Grant Morrison style Animal Man, I would love to see somebody like Francis Manapul on it instead of this horror book, which it's a horror book, and that's this week, and I can't wait.
Mm-hmm. Well, thanks for listening to Probably Comics and our weekly segment, What's in the Box? If you want to follow me on Twitter, you can find me at Uncanny Tom. That's THOM.
And if you want to follow me on Twitter, I'm at DTMills.
Follow me on Twitter at LinkZ2.
And if you want to follow the show on Twitter, you can follow us at Probably Comics.
Or check us out on Facebook at facebook.com/probablycomics.
Or you can check us out at probablycomics.com.
The show is unofficially brought to you by Kingdom Comics of Vestavia Hills, Alabama.
Thanks, Stan.
And Albert.
And Jason.
And the redheaded kid.
And that guy who comes in and plays Magic on Monday nights. It's like, well, you can't do that. That's not an official card.
That's the rules.
That's not tournament rules.